Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. Welcome to Born to Achieve podcast, the show that inspires and motivates you to unlock your full potential and achieve your goals. With your host, Warren Andrew Pinder. Let's get started on this week's episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve.
I am born to achieve, and so are you. Welcome to another episode of the Born to Achieve podcast. Today, we have with us Dr. Cheyenne Williams and Mr. Delano L.D. Archer. Guess what, folks? This is our 100th episode. What y'all got to say about that? Right now, what do you feel? I'm excited about it. It's been a long journey. We have been giving information that has helped a lot of persons. A lot of persons have come back and said that the information has really been making them feel as if they're living in the moment and how they're able to help themselves and use it, all right, to change their life, to elevate their minds and to do some things that have been positive.
Yes.
So, you go, Doc.
Well, it's a pleasure to be able to give positive input, to give sound advice, and to speak on much needed topics that we do not speak about here. So to be celebrating the 100th episode, it's a grand thing, and we want everyone that listens to continue to listen and to continue to give us feedback. That's my 2 cents.
You go, LD.
Well, Andrew, it's a pleasure to be here. I am excited and glad that I've become involved with this. Our topic today probably is one of the most important topics. And so this is a grandstand of how we set the 100th episode of your show, Born to Achieve. So congratulations to you on all the work that you've done over the years.
Thank you.
And if more men in our society would focus on our youth, and especially our men, we would have a better society. So my hat's off to you, my brother. I love you, and you've done wonders and a great job.
Great. But I tell you, it's really just starting right now that we have both of you here to carry on and really let's dwell deep into what is needed and how we can help and the topics that persons just don't want to touch.
Yes.
Right? So, like that being said, what are we going to talk about today? What is it that we're going to excite persons, people who are waiting and ready to hear what it is? Doc, they saying that, they don't know who this woman is. We're actually recording today. All right, we're putting ourselves out there, we're putting faces to the wisdom.
Right.
All right, so those of you who want to know who is that man talking, there's Mr. Delano Archer. And here we have Dr. Cheyenne Williams. So let's what are we talking about today, LD?
Okay, Michael.
Yeah, go, bro.
So I thought today one of the most important topics, if not the most important topic for youth today, is parenting. Parenting is a very, very crucial factor in how children grow and mold their attitudes, their emotions, their self-esteem, their identity, everything. And many parents, unfortunately, most of us are ill-equipped with the skills that we need for good parenting. Some of us are, not all of us. I mean, some parents have done wonderful jobs. But I would venture to say that more than less don't have those skills. So today we want to address parenting from a broad perspective, but to be specific with some things. And again, Dr. Williams is the expert here, so I'll just set some boundaries and then we'll turn the microphone over to her. But to start, Andrew, just let's give a short definition of what parenting is.
In the words of Webster Dictionary, parenting is the activity of bringing up and looking after your child. That's simple.
Very simple. But as simple as that is, it gets very messy and complicated. And so they list, and this is not me, this is information that's out there for everybody to read. There are various types of parenting, but there are 4 basic types. And I'll just briefly go over them, and then Dr. Williams will expand on them and give us some flesh to them. But the first one is the authoritarian parent. And that's the parent that everything is their way. It's what they say. So the child has they are submissive to the parent and whatever the parent wants done. And so there are some positives there. Most of these, more than many, who come out of those environments are well behaved. They know how to follow instructions. But there are some negatives that research has proven. And so they are highly aggressive. They're shy. They're socially out of touch with people. They can't make their own decisions because their parents are making their decisions for them. They have problems managing anger. They have poor self-esteem, and as they get older, they rebel. So these are some of the negatives to the positives of authoritarian parents, and I would venture to say most of us were brought up in that environment, and still today, that method of parenting is applied because that's what most people know.
So you think, Ellie, that's why at a particular age, most of our society would have rebelled in some type of way?
Well, I'm only going by the research, Andrew. I mean, this is what the research says. And it may play a factor. It may play.
So if daddy say don't smoke, that means the curiosity caused that young man or woman to want to know what the other side of go against because that's the home in which they grew up in.
Well, remember now, I made a statement before. I said, when we were growing up, we were submissive to our parents. And so they were the law. It was them an encyclopedia. Okay?
Yes.
Whatever they said was true, was right.
Right.
Our children today, they have access to all types of information.
Yes.
And so they challenge you on your authority.
Yeah.
You see? And so when they see that you're wrong, that will naturally lead to rebellion. And so we have to make sense of what the environment that we're in now. It's different. Okay? So, like I said, this is what the research is saying.
Right.
All right. So another type of parenting is the authoritative type. Now, authoritative is misleading I don't like how they put that as, because it seems to tie in with authoritarian, but it's different. So the definition of authoritative, is the ability to be trusted as being accurate or true, reliable, clear, authoritative information and advice. Now, authoritative parents tend to be ones that communicate better with their children. They have close relationships with them, and they are able to talk to them, but it takes a lot of patience. So here are some of the effects of authoritative parenting. children tend to be more confident. They tend to be more responsible, self-regulated. They have high self-esteem, and they tend to have an ability for higher academic achievement. So, like I said, the term may be a little misleading for you, but I would replace that with a term like communication. An authoritative parent sets down rules and regulations, but they are able and learn to communicate with the child. And there are a lot of positive outcomes from that style. I don't know how many parents take that on and apply that type of method, but it's seemingly one of the better ones. Now we have the permissive parenting. And this is a trending one where parents tend to want to make friends with their children.
That's a problem, Dr. Individuals. That's a problem.
Big problem.
And so they minimize the discipline, they minimize the guidance,
Yes.
and now they want to be friends and
hang in the club.
Yeah, you see this a lot with, and I'm not picking
Dress
on
like mommy.
other side, right? Mothers and daughters together,
Yeah.
right? The little 14, 15-year-old and the mommy dress up alike, and they're out in the mall, and they in a social type setting, and ain't nothing wrong.
But the sad thing with that though, sons and fathers don't do that. If sons can look up to their fathers the way some of these young ladies look up to their mothers.
But
So what you talking about?
Andrew, the fathers ain't there.
Because I was just about to say, a lot of cases in such where the mother happens to be that more passive with her children, it's because she's trying to fill a void from 2 to 1, a missing dad, whereas she doesn't want to be hard on that child. In some cases, she doesn't want, or the children, she don't want to be as distant from them like the dad. So she does her endeavor best to just be the cool mom,
Right.
be the mom that is there and kind of pat you in the back with anything. So another perspective you can look at is the dad is missing. It's only me. So I need to try and make this child happy because the child is already depressed.
Yeah.
In most cases. So we can look at it from that angle as well.
Thank you for joining today's podcast. We'll be right back.
Achieve Man, written by Warren Andrew Pinder and Dominique Bradford. This book passionately focuses on the challenges women have been made to go through and how to overcome them. In some cultures, being a woman disadvantages the girl child. This book carefully exposes the hurdles you might face. This masterpiece is the ultimate self-help guide for women. It reveals your true purpose and identity. Get your copy today. Available from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
That's good. Yeah, but Sam, you're right. Go ahead.
And so some of the effects of this permissive parenting, as the research shows, is children tend to be impulsive. They tend to be demanding and selfish, and they lack what you call self-regulation. And that self-regulation is in forms of organization, in forms of being able to do things in a specific manner. They cannot regulate how they behave and operate. So there are some negatives there to this permissive style, which, like I said, I think is trending, has been trending for a while, but it's trending even more now, and you can see it in public.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's very visible now. All right. And then the fourth one, and I guess these are just 4 basic ones. The fourth one here is the uninvolved parent. Now, boy, this is the
Let's go. Way to go.
and boy, this goes across every lifestyle, every category,
Yes.
from doctors to people on the street.
Yes.
See,
These are the parents that are not involved with their child's life,
Missing.
or they miss it.
MIA.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the children are doing whatever they want to do. They make their own decisions. They go to bed when they want to go to bed. They be on the computer for hours. You don't know. You don't know what they watching on that machine, right? Now, there are some positives to that type of child. They tend to be resilient. They have to be resilient because they have to
What do
survive.
you depend on?
They don't have no parents. Right. And they're self-sufficient, so they know, I mean, mommy ain't there to make dinner for me, so I gotta make something for me to eat.
Yeah.
So they know how to be self-sufficient. But
They gotta make it
there are some negatives to that type. And one is they can't control their emotions, right? They don't have coping strategies. They have academic challenges. They have difficulty with relationships. So there's some negatives to that type style. And I don't even say it's a style. It's
Because you're missing.
just missing. The parent ain't there.
You don't think about it, sometimes the parent right there and he's still missing.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like the in every 8 out of 10 homes, there's a missing father.
Yeah.
And the 2 that is left emotionally are not connected to the home.
Yeah.
So they're there, but they ain't there.
That's right.
So before I turn this over to Dr. Williams, I just want to say to the young people and to our audience, and specifically our young men, as you grow older in life and you start to make these decisions to have a child,
Yes.
there is a greater responsibility other than you. Okay? And we can't, life can't go on where we just go into these things blindsided without applying any type of sense to what we're doing. Just because your parents did it don't mean it's right. The information is out there for you to go and read and learn and try and figure out and make the mental adjustment to what you think is going to be better for your child.
Mhm.
Okay, so anyway, Dr. Williams, your go.
Okay. As it relates to parenting, we know that my background is education and corrections as it relates to our juveniles. So my take is on parenting, but it's more on parenting and crime, because the style in which we use to bring up our children really determines whether you're gonna have at the end of the day an honest, hardworking child who became an adult, or a criminal who became incarcerated or ended up to an early demise. It's no pretty way in putting it.
It's a fact.
It's facts. So my thing is, I always address parents. Parents, we see how right now the way the country is moving. We just had incident with 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
For 2 15-year-olds to go to a window
That's tragedy.
and point a gun and take another 15-year-old life. It's like, how does this happen?
Help us understand it.
What type of home can we say these children came up in? What type of parenting styles do you think was taught?
That sounds like the last one, Ellie. Missing in action.
So
Probably so.
So I always speak to parents. You know my part in corrections over juveniles. And it really kills me inside to see at the end of the day, you would have juveniles being charged with these high-ranking crimes. The only thing you can sit back and say, what were these children thinking? When you're growing up in a home where there is no discipline, there is no kind of training, there's no kind of order in the house, in the home. You make decisions. You make all the decisions that you choose as the child. We have more children running homes than parents. That's how I feel. Because there's no way society should be the way it is if parents are being the parent that they need to be. Whatever style it is, the fact that they're not being that parent is where the problem is coming in. So my thing is parenting and crime. Parents, you are responsible, and a lot of people don't like to hear it, but you are responsible for how your children turns out. Okay? So there's no way that if you were being that parent who was concerned, if you were being that mother who cared, if you were being that father who was there for your child, at some point, the child may do a lot of stupid things because, the Bible tells us what? Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. So at some point, the rod of correction should drive it out and they should start thinking with sense. But what about that child who never had discipline? What about that child who never suffered consequences for their actions? We then have an undisciplined child. They then grow up to become an undisciplined teenager. They then grow up to be an undisciplined juvenile. And then they become an undisciplined adult. So all they know is being undisciplined. So 2 to 1, the choices that they make in life will land them in some places that they should not be. But because parents did not do their jobs, the child ended up suffering. I was speaking to a lady some days ago because I'm now named the chair of the Bahamas Strong Families Forever. And she was talking to me about this lady that she saw begging by the shop. And she said to the lady, why you out here? What's going on? She said, child, I got my social service after 10 years. First of all, why are you as a mother dependent on social service for 10 years? You had a child that is now at this point 13. But you went and had a set of twins who was 3. So the child who was 13 is home keeping a set of twins while you try to beg some money.
And she resolved to begging.
To go back to begging because social service cut off her monies that she was receiving for 10 years.
Yeah.
So how are we helping these parents to make better decisions? By giving them handouts? No, it's not working that way. We have to put them in positions where they are empowering themselves. We cannot teach them it's okay to sign up and stand on a line and collect food stamps, whatever it is. No, you have to now make the conscious decision to go and do better for you and your children. Be the better parent. There is no way a 13-year-old should be home minding children and not in school. So we have to look at these parents and hold them. I've been told.
There are laws against that, right?
There are.
The parents need to understand that.
There are.
And the community needs to try to enforce it. They go on the police if kids won't do that.
I totally agree. And you want a safer and better nation, but you can't have that unless you have a safer community. And you cannot have that until the homes are safe. And you cannot have that until the parenting style and the families are working positively together, empowering the children who are going to go out there and become tomorrow's leaders or tomorrow's criminals.
Okay, so I like something you said there, and it brings a question. You said the families working together. Now, I'm going to dissect that and individualize it. I'm asking you a question. So what about the mother or the father who would tell you, man, I tried so much with this child. I talk to him all the time. And he just constantly, gets into trouble. But they think they tried their best. And they think they did the best for them. Where is the problem there? I mean, was it the wrong parenting style, or what was the fault in that?
Well, I personally would say that I think they would need to look back at what they used to let the child get away with, what they thought wasn't a big deal, but at the end of the day, they think about it and that was a big deal. Because if you feel as though you're dealing with a child and the child is not listening, then you should seek help. That is another thing we do not do as parents. We must seek help and get the necessary information that we need in order to raise our children the way we need to.
But
We go.
who they can go to? Who tell me which parent you can go to and tell them right how to raise their child.
Well, listen, if they don't want to go to anyone, then we go to Google for every day.
Yeah.
Classes on the information is on the computers everywhere. You can find this information anywhere. If you want to take the time to mentor, to nurture, to bring up your child the way that you feel is necessary, you are going to take that time and put into finding out the necessary information you need to make that child that A1 child. Nobody is perfect. No child is perfect, but you can get as close to it as possible once you apply yourself. And then you sit, you have conversation. We don't have parents who have conversations with their children. A lot of people, the parents don't have time.
For the children. But I guess as we talking, right, and it really did drop. You think ignorance play a role in this?
Now, I was going there because you see this internet thing is good and it's bad, and for the majority of people, especially this WhatsApp thing,
Mm-hmm.
we use these things for foolishness, TikTok and
Right?
this other nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Parents too.
You on the internet now, you have free courses in
Free.
just about anything you
Free.
want to learn,
Free.
from computers, to psychology, to
Everything.
family planning, and you could just go through the course online
Mm-hmm.
and gather some knowledge and apply it to your circumstance.
Exactly.
Now for a commercial break.
Achieve Men, written by Warren Andrew Pinder. In this book, you will learn the 7 steps to achieving your dreams and goals. Given the vision to share how the acronym of the word achieve can be used systematically in your day-to-day life. Each of us is given a unique gift from God. Get your copy today. Available in print, ebook, and audiobook from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
And ain't no one gotta know.
Nobody has to know.
They don't even know I know how to take care of my child.
So there's a lot of ignorance.
That's what I said. That's why I asked the question.
See? Now, you see, I tell you talk jokes.
We tell you that
I talk jokes, right?
Yeah.
Rodney Bunker say abortion is the way to what? Devil. That the internet?
Yeah.
That's the for?
That's
the
the
way to the devil. Because all we use it for is foolishness.
Yeah.
But the information is there, you know.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Huh?
It's there.
But we ain't using it for that information.
Take that time and really find something tangible there.
Tangible to use it for, to elevate our thinking, to get us off that second and third floor.
Yeah.
But we want to stay on the second and third floor.
Yeah.
You know what I want to elevate, and that goes right back into the type of parent you want to be. You don't have to be the smartest. You didn't have to graduate from Harvard University. You didn't have to graduate from UB. The fact that you can find the information, take time to understand it. And the thing about it is, as parents, we have some children that are IQs very high. If you find something and you don't understand it, you take it to your child. Some children can break it right down for you.
Teacher.
And they teach you, and you in turn help them.
Well, you
All the younger ones.
It always behoove you. I know some people probably take offense, but when you see parents standing up and going to school and saying, boy, my child and my this and my that, that's why I asked the question with ignorance, because literally they don't understand it. That's what you teaching their child.
Yeah.
You know, you actually teaching their child that, hey, it's okay to defy authority or to rebel. You know,
Yeah.
you wonder where the good parenting skills. So what you saying, LD, really really, I mean, that's substantial in that if people could just come around and come to grips that maybe if I don't know, I don't have to go be biggity or show, that's
Right.
how, so that I can feel that this is my comfort zone.
Right.
But let your child lead.
This-
Let your child bring out the best in you.
See, but it goes back to our last conversation about mistakes, okay? And the first thing we do when we make a mistake is cast blame on somebody else.
Somebody
Always.
else.
When your child out of line in school, you need to now go dig deep,
Mhm.
Yeah,
You can't just jump up and defend that child.
yeah.
Go dig deep. Why he doing this?
Mhm.
Huh?
Especially if they know mommy come and throw him look.
Is it something I did?
Right.
Yeah.
You see, you got to start questioning yourself first
yes.
before you go up and challenge the teacher. Now, all the time the teachers don't be right. Sometimes
Some of them,
they have favoritism and all. I know but that.
Yeah.
But the fact still remains.
Mhm.
Why is he getting in a problem?
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
So you have to identify the mistake first, and then you gotta own it. You just can't jump to blame.
Yeah.
Now you could
Blaming the
But-
sins.
identify first and own it, then make your correction.
Correction.
Exactly.
You
Right.
see?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we don't do that. We
No.
can jump to blame right away.
Yeah.
Because my child is the best child.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't.
You know, the police say this thing. This young man was known to police. Now people don't know what known to police mean. That mean he was a criminal. And then the mother or daddy will come on the radio and say they're a good child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what the police?
Denial,
Huh?
denial.
In denial.
Yeah.
You see? So how the child get like that?
That's a story I always tell when I'm speaking on the parenting and crime situation. I frequent Arawaki, and I frequent Arawaki a lot for a while now, and almost if it's not 8 out of 10, it's 7 out of 10 times. I would go there, and there would be this little girl or two girls and a little boy out there with chocolate selling,
Oh man.
right? That ain't the part.
Yeah.
This would be through the week sometime when I feel like eating conch salad or comforters. This would be after 8, 9 o'clock at night. I had stopped the child one time and I'm like, how old are you? I think the child was like 8. Nobody is older than 9.
Yeah.
Selling chocolates, Arawaki. And that's business as usual. That did something to me, and it has always been bothering me. What type of parenting style is that?
Yeah.
Okay?
Lost.
Through the week, you have school tomorrow. Selling chocolates because they're a child, and the parent, I guess, feel like, okay, the people are going to buy it because they're babies. Probably feel sorry for them, and we're going to make the sales. No,
When
that's
they small
wrong.
in another part of the world, Ellie.
I don't know.
When they get children.
Man, that's child abuse, man.
That's exactly-
That's simply
that's how I
child
feel it
abuse.
is.
That's all that is.
There's no way.
You soliciting your child to make money, and you home and you putting your children out there to make money in the night, 8 o'clock.
Any definition? Any definition of child abuse? Ain't no definition, but that's like parenting.
So that's a criminal act. Right? Criminal act.
Wait,
You know, that's
let
hard.
me tell you, we could go on for minutes with this, right? But the truth is that we're really just talking, you know what I mean? Truth to facts about, what it is to really be a good parent. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna really help with society, help with the upbringing, the going back to the community. It starts with you, the parent. The parent must, like you said, LD, identify that there's a problem. You know what I mean? You got to go and in terms of what you want to do in terms of solving or resolving the issues that we have in our community. It's interesting that we chose this topic today to speak about on this 100th episode. As everyone can see, we're wearing the shirt that said "Born to Achieve," and if parents are not allowing their own because they are born to achieve, each and every one of them. That's what we're promoting. We're promoting the fact that each of us have something inside of us, right? Because we were born to achieve, and
Right.
if we got to circumvent and navigate through all of this, what we just talked about, how are you going to do that? How are you going to actually live out, what you're doing today, right? You here speaking wisdom. You're speaking wisdom. I doing whatever I do best, right? So
You speaking wisdom, so
yeah, no, I leave that to you all. But the truth is, right? We want to promote the fact that we all are born to achieve, and it's no better way than what we have just explained, right? In hopes that parents would actually participate in their lives, giving that child
Right.
the opportunity to achieve whatever it is. Because like from birth, just find the talent. Find the child's talent. Let's enhance it. Let's embrace whatever it is that God has given them to do, and stop putting them through all of this. What we as adults have to now go and then blame it on the child.
And so a few podcasts ago, we talked about the mind being unlimited,
Exactly.
right? They talk about 10%. Your mind is unlimited. Yeah, don't let nobody fool you.
Man, stretch it.
And your ability is unlimited.
Yes. And it ain't never too late.
And it ain't never too late. And
Because if
so-
you want to change your position, right? All you got to do is go to the next floor.
Thank you very much.
Go to the elevator and press the next.
Go on the next floor.
Stop stopping on 3 and 4.
Exactly.
When your brain can take you to the 100th floor.
Exactly.
Because you're born to achieve. You're born. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the conclusion of this 100th episode of the Born to Achieve podcast. Here with Delano L.D. Archer and Dr. Cheyenne Williams. We are kindly granted permission to use the Farm Smokers Lounge and the Farm Restaurant and Entertainment Sport. Just for the set today, and hope to be able to use it some more. We are grateful, and for those of you that listen, we just really hope that the information that was given today would be of great value. Some parents would have heed the words that were spoken, and do good by our youths. Really do good by their children, so that we can have a better society, and persons would really be able to, they would be able, like you said, born to achieve and live out their talents and dreams.
Right.
Again, Andrew, congratulations to you. You've done awesome. You've made me very proud. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, my brother.
And keep up what you're doing, man. Somebody's gonna listen. Some life is gonna.
Well, you'll never think. Hey, we were just talking. The persons only know we were those same rebellious young kids. So what type of parent do you think you had though? Don't say that. I ain't want for that to say.
So, but God had us.
He had to say, all right.
And he still got us.
He got us. Yes, sir. Dr. Williams, man, forever grateful, and we look forward to really going out, and this is the start. This is the start of us really trying to do our part in making a difference in the Bahamas and beyond, because we have some international listeners that listen to the show. We appreciate you all, and we appreciate all of you who have been listening to us for the 100 episodes that have been recorded. You can go on Shopify and Spotify, Buzzsprout, and re-listen to some of them. I'm sure you want to hear LD when he come in, Dr. Williams. I was struggling for a long time until I found my boy, and now we have Dr. Williams here, and it's just gonna grow. It's just gonna blossom. So thank you to Alan Yearwood, our producer in Canada, Ms. Dominique Bradford, who's been there behind the scenes working, and all others who have given us the support. It's been very encouraging.
Yes.
We know what we have to do is as if this is a purpose for us to share the word and to uplift and encourage persons in their lives, in their struggles. Because the truth be told, we have heard so many feedback from persons who say, you had to been talking to me. You know, and for that only, we've seen the feedback, we've seen the messages that you've sent, and we have listened, and we are grateful and hope that even this show would have made a difference in someone's life. All right, so, we look forward to it, the next one. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. We hope you found it informative, inspiring, and motivating. Born to Achieve. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. Stay focused on your goals, and we'll see you on the next episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve.